The James Webb Space Telescope was built to look back in time, to glimpse the first stars, galaxies, and the faint afterglow of creation itself. But one observation changed everything. Far from the deep reaches of galaxy clusters, Webb's instruments turned to something closer, an object drifting only 10 light-years away. At first, it seemed ordinary. A shard of interstellar rock, a visitor like those catalogued before. Astronomers named it 3I Atlas, the third such wanderer, after the famous Oumuamua and the icy body Borisov. But Webb detected something different. The object did not behave like a comet or an asteroid. Its trajectory shifted with precision. Tiny adjustments that could not be explained by gravity, solar radiation, or fragments breaking free. It was steering. When Webb's infrared sensors probed deeper, the mystery deepened. Within its rugged shell, rhythmic pulses of heat were measured patterns too ordered to be natural. Energy seemed to burst outward in intervals, like signals, timed with uncanny regularity. This was no random expulsion of gas or dust. It was deliberate. Inside the object, shadows moved, structures flexed and rearranged, corridors seemed to open and close. The evidence grew undeniable. Something within 3I Atlas was alive. It was not dormant. And with every recalculation of its orbit, it was drawing closer to Earth. The revelation spread like fire through the scientific world. For centuries, humanity searched distant exoplanets for life. But here in our own neighborhood, life had arrived hidden inside an interstellar traveler. This was no microbe clinging to ice. Webb revealed movement, growth, coordination, signs of a complex living system, perhaps even a vessel. Governments called emergency meetings. Astrobiologists debated whether the being inside had evolved naturally in the void, or whether the object itself was a construct camouflaged as a rock to slip unnoticed across the galaxy. Spectrographic analysis revealed compounds never before seen. Organic molecules bound into stone. Protective membranes woven into minerals. Metabolic activity powered not by sunlight or oceans, but by cosmic radiation itself. Life born in darkness. Then came the signals, narrowband. Emissions in the infrared, pulsing in patterns that echoed mathematics or ratios of prime numbers, harmonic frequencies. When converted into sound, it resembled rhythm, a message, or at least the architecture of one. The public soon learned what the scientists already knew. 3I Atlas was alive. It was steering toward us, and it was aware. The world held its breath. Philosophers called it a mirror for humanity's oldest question. Are we alone? Religious leaders spoke of prophecy. Scientists spoke of probability. Citizens spoke of fear. What was inside 3I Atlas? Or the creation of something beyond our comprehension? With each passing day, Webb revealed more. The object's surface shifted in patterns, forming geometric lattice before fading again. Almost like skin that could change its colors, a form of communication or camouflage. Beneath its shell, glowing networks of filaments lit up like neurons, firing across chambers that stretched for kilometers. A mind spread through living stone. This intelligence did not think in seconds. It moved in rhythms of hours, days, perhaps centuries. Its journey was deliberate, patient, ancient, and now it was approaching Earth. For the first time in history, the universe had answered. Not in distant radio waves, not in speculative equations, but in presence real, undeniable, and moving steadily closer. Humanity had built Webb to glimpse the dawn of time. Instead, it had uncovered something alive, here and now. A traveler from the dark between the stars. But pulsing, watching, responding, and with every passing orbit, 3I Atlas drew nearer. Its arrival was no longer a question of if only, of when. The further Webb observed, the more unsettling the data became. 3I Atlas was not drifting passively. It was responding. Each pulse of heat, each flash across its surface, grew more intricate as though acknowledging that it was being watched. What began as simple intervals transformed into layered sequences clusters, emissions aligned with Earth's own rotation in orbit. It was as if the object had noticed our planet and mirrored its rhythm back to us. This was no longer a coincidence. This was interaction. Within laboratories, silence gave way to disbelief. Had the act of observing awakened it? Had Webb's unblinking gaze become the trigger for its expression? If so, humanity had already entered into contact not with words, but with light, heat, and movement. As days passed, new revelations emerged. The object's outer shell was not fixed. Patterns of geometry swept across its surface, forming grids and symbols before dissolving into rough stone once more. Some compared it to the chromatophores of Earth's cephalopods, squid, and octopus that communicate by shifting their skin. But this was communication on a scale measured in kilometers, across the void of space. Inside, Webb's instruments revealed a network of glowing filaments. They pulsed in waves, branching and reconnecting like neurons firing inside a colossal brain. Energy coursed through the tunnels and caverns, illuminating them in patterns that resembled thought itself. This was not a machine, nor a simple organism. It was both. A hybrid being part architecture, part biology, thinking across the span of its own vast body. And the way it thought was alien. Its pulses were slow, measured in hours rather than seconds. Its decisions unfolded with the patience of mountains shifting in silence. To us it seemed ancient, deliberate, unfathomably calm. Its journey toward Earth may have begun long before our species even existed. Philosophers warned that humanity must not assume familiarity. We were not confronting an intelligence like our own. This was a consciousness born of different scales, different rhythms. Its priorities, its desires, its intentions, its none could be guessed.